NBA, this is just my view, bro. They've established something and they've built something, right? They got something of not just interest, but influence, politics, and that. You gotta have too, bro. It's a new wave that is here. Caitlin Clark gonna be a lot more smarter. She'll have a lot more to say. She'll have a lot more.
What happens when an NBA legend calls out two of women's basketball's biggest names live, unfiltered and on the record? The sports world exploded last night as Kevin Garnett, yes, Mr. Anything is Possible himself, went off script and off the rails, dropping the kind of jaw-dropping
basketball where I know more girls than guys. Name five guys in college right now, dude. I know Caitlin, I know, you feel me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Dawn Stanley too, man. The Gamecock second year in Carolina. Undefeated. You go right to any hood right now and get a bucket.
If you gave us 30 minutes in an NBA game, because you get a bucket, I think so.
Bombshells that have every fan, critic, and even some players reeling. But it wasn't just the words that left viewers stunned, was who he named, what he revealed, and the timing. Right in the middle of the most electrifying WNBA season in years, in a moment that's already being called the hottest take of the decade, Garnett didn't just praise rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, he unleashed a wave of tough love, raw truth, and pure hype. But it wasn't all sunshine for everyone. Angel Reese and Diana Taurasi, two of the league's most powerful and polarizing stars, found themselves squarely in Garnett's crosshairs. Was it harsh reality or classic trash talk? Is there something going on behind the scenes that fans don't know? And most importantly, did Garnett just say out loud what every rival is secretly thinking? Social media is in meltdown. The league's biggest personality.
Clark go through shit. I'm watching all. Man, rookies, you're gonna go through some shit. And guess what? When you're in, when you got the balls out of your back, when you win, it's gonna come with some shit. But all this is gaming shit. All this going with the game. It's you know exactly what I'm saying. But you have to come in here, drill, all here, ready on the drill. You hear me? It's a sign of respect when niggas start doing this bullshit too. When they start nipping you in, you get, okay.
Personalities are reacting, and fans everywhere are picking sides. Is Caitlin Clark really unstoppable? Or is she about to face her toughest challenge yet? Did Garnett just ignite a rivalry that'll change the game forever? Strap in, because we're breaking down exactly what Kevin Garnett said, why it matters, and how Angel Reese and Diana Taurasi are firing back. This isn't just another viral sports story. This is the moment that could shake women's basketball to its core if you thought the WNBA drama was already at fever pitch. Kevin Garnett just turned up the heat and then poured gasoline on the whole thing. The story started with what was supposed to be a chill podcast appearance. KG, known for speaking his mind and never holding back, was asked to weigh in on the league's new era. He started off cool, dropping respect for the legends Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, all that. But when the conversation turned to the current stars, the vibe shifted. That's when Garnett, with that trademark grin, looked dead into the camera and said, "I'ma keep it real, Caitlin Clark is changing the game in ways these other girls wish they could." The reaction was instant. Co-hosts laughing nervously, the producer trying to signal break, but KG just kept going. "Don't get me wrong," he said. "Angel Reese, a beast. She's got that fire. Diana Taurasi, OG, cold-blooded. Tia. But y'all need to wake up. Clark is out here breaking records and breaking ankles. She's coming for the crown, and some people can't handle it." Social media caught fire in seconds. Fans started clipping the video before the podcast even ended. Exposing the truth trended for hours. Instantly, Angel Reese and Diana Taurasi became the hottest topics, not for their highlight reels, but for what Garnett implied, that the old guard, and even the it girl of the moment, might not be ready for what Clark's bringing to the league. But here's where it gets even messier, because Garnett didn't stop there. He doubled down. Angel, she's got swag, but sometimes it's all talk, not enough walk. If you want to be the face of the league, You better bring something fresh every night. And Taurasi, she's a killer. But how long can you keep living? Off your rep when the game's changing this fast? Let's be real, nobody in the NBA, the WNBA, or the media says that about Taurasi. The woman's a legend. She's outlasted entire eras. But KG didn't blink. This ain't the league. From 5 years ago, he said, there's a new queen in town, and y'all either step up or get stepped over. Cue chaos. Fans split down the middle. Some said Garnett was just hyping the new rookie like everyone else. Others said he crossed the line disrespecting women, who paved the way, who are still dominating at the highest level. Angel Reese fired back almost instantly on Twitter. Let them talk. I'm working. You'll see. No emojis, no tags, just pure edge. Meanwhile, Diana Taurasi was spotted at practice with that classic ice-cold smirk. When a reporter asked her about Garnett's comments, she didn't even flinch. That's cute. He's a big talker, she replied. We'll see what happens when it's game time. But let's not act like this is just Twitter beef and headline bait. There's a real story behind the story, because Garnett didn't just come out of nowhere with these takes. He's been watching the league closely. Sources say he's texted with Clark after big games. He's even attended a couple of Sky and Mercury matchups, sometimes courtside, sometimes undercover. Behind the scenes, people started asking, is Garnett just hyping Clark for clout? Or does he really see something in her that's never been in the league before? Is it all part of a master plan to push women's basketball to new heights? Or is it just classic KG stirring the pot for fun? Meanwhile, Clark herself played it cool, refusing to take the bait. Reporters tried to draw her into the firestorm after her most recent game, asking if she felt pressure or if Garnett's words put a target on her back. Clark just smiled, shrugged, and said, I'm just here to play. Respect to all the legends, but I'm focused on my team and winning games. That's all that matters. But make no mistake, the league was officially on notice. The next time Clark faced Reese, tickets sold out in hours. Taurasi's next post-game presser was standing room only. The hype machine was spinning out of control. And the biggest question everyone kept asking, did Garnett just give Clark the golden ticket to superstar doom? Did he just paint a giant target on her back, making her the one everyone wants to shut down? Because, let's be honest, Angel Reese isn't one to back down from a challenge. Diana Taurasi has silenced more next big things than anyone in the game's history. And Kevin Garnett, for all his energy, doesn't play in the league. He just lit the fuse. Coming up next, we'll break down what happened when the teams finally met on the court, how the players responded under the spotlight, and why this moment might just change women's basketball forever. If you thought things would die down after Kevin Garnett's comments, you haven't been watching basketball long enough. Because the next Sky versus Fever game, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, wasn't just a matchup. It was a spectacle, a showdown, and if you believe the hype, a new chapter in WNBA history. Every media outlet from ESPN to TikTok was tuned in. The pregame coverage was a feeding frenzy. Is this the night Angel Reese takes back her crown? Can Clark silence the doubter sore? Will the pressure finally break her? Every talking head weighed in, replaying Garnett's words on a loop. Social media was split. Team Angel, Team Caitlin, Team put some respect on Taurasi. As the players took the court, the tension was electric. Angel Reese wore a steely focus, her game face on lock. Clark, ever the competitor, seemed almost casual until tip-off, when her intensity burned through every pass, every cut. Taurasi, on the sidelines, prepping for her own game, was seen watching the live stream, a barely visible grin hinting she enjoyed the spectacle as much as anyone. The opening minutes set the tone. Clark came out gunning, draining threes from way beyond the arc. The crowd erupted every time the net snapped. But Reese, she answered every highlight with one of her own, dominating the boards, blocking shots, staring down Clark after every star. Every bucket. The matchup was fierce, but not dirty. Just two stars with something to prove and the world watching. Commentators couldn't help themselves. It's like watching Magic and Bird all over again, except now it's Reese and Clark fighting for the soul of the league. But the game was only half the story. Every play, every stare, every scrap for the ball was dissected online in real time. Clips of Reese jawing at Clark, Clark burying a logo 3, teammates pulling them apart after a hard foul fans couldn't get enough. And then, in the third quarter, the moment that made all the highlight reels. Clark hit a deep shot over Reese and backpedaled, holding up 3 fingers, an echo of Reese's own signature trash talk. The internet broke. Old heads and new fans argued. Was it respect? Was it rivalry? Was Clark just showing the fire Garnett said she had, or was it straight up disrespect? Angel's answer came quick. Next possession, she spun past Clark for an and one, flexed and winked at the fever bench. Message received. Taurasi, catching the highlight from her phone, tweeted, "A simple. Now that's basketball. Basketball." Meanwhile, Garnett himself was live on Instagram streaming his own play-by-play reactions. "That's what I'm talking about," he yelled. "They hungry. This is the energy the league needs." But the moment everyone will remember came. Late in the fourth tie game, last minute. Clark had the ball, Reese guarding her. Arena went silent as Clark drove left, stopped on a dime, and fired a fadeaway jumper net. Cold-blooded, the crowd lost it. Fever by 2. But on the next play, Reese crashed the boards, grabbed the offensive rebound, and scored through traffic plus the foul. Free throw good, Sky by 1. With seconds left, Clark brought it up for the final shot. Reese in her face, hand up, game on the line. The shot rimmed out. Reese snatched the rebound, dribbled out the clock, and let out a primal scream. Half relief, half defiance. Cameras flashed. Teammates mobbed her. Clark, stone-faced, nodded and walked off. It was a statement. Not so fast. After the game, the press swarmed. Reporters asked Reese about Garnett's comments. She didn't hesitate. "People love to talk. I'm here to play. I respect Caitlin, but nobody's giving up their crown easy." Clark, cool as ever, said, "Great game, great battle." That's what this league is about. Even Taurasi chimed in, saying, "This is good for the league. Rivalries, competition, respect earned not given." Meanwhile, Garnett went back on his podcast, doubling down. That's what happens when you put greatness under pressure. They either break or they break records. Angel stepped up, Caitlin answered. That's how legends are made. The sports world was officially obsessed. TikTok edits of the duel went viral. Reese versus Clark started trending alongside Garnett. Said what? But the drama didn't end with the buzzer. Players around the league started chiming in. Some backed Reese, saying the disrespect from NBA voices had gone too far. Others praised Clark's composure and talent. Taurasi, once again, was asked about the new era. She shrugged, her smirk returning. "Let them come for me. I'm not going anywhere." For the first time in years, a regular season game felt like a finals clash. Young fans picked favorites. Old school fans argued about legacy. And the league's ratings spiked. And all the while, Kevin Garnett sat back, grinning, the kingmaker. The instigator. The hype man who had just handed women's basketball its loudest storyline in years. But the season was far from over. Would Clark keep up her rise, or would the veterans put her in her place? Would Reese silence the doubters and claim her own legacy? Would Taurasi remind everyone why she's the GOAT, or was the new guard really taking over? One thing was clear. Thanks to KG, the game would never be the same again. If you thought the postgame was wild, the days after were pure chaos. Sports shows debated every move, every word, every meme. ESPN ran a special Rivalry or Revolution. Sports podcasts were split. Was Garnett just stirring the pot? Or had he actually accelerated a changing of the guard? Everywhere, the question was the same. Had the league just gotten its biggest boost ever? Or was it on the brink of tearing itself in too? It wasn't just fans who noticed. League executives were quietly thrilled. Ticket sales skyrocketed for any game featuring Clark, Reese, or Taurasi. TV ratings went through the roof. Merchandise orders for all three players broke records. Suddenly, little kids at local gyms were arguing over who was the real star. "I'm Caitlin." "No, Angel would block you every time." "Bet." "Let's see." This was more than hype hit. Was cultural. Clark herself kept her focus, tuning out the noise and letting her play speak. Every game, the crowds grew louder, sometimes cheering, sometimes booing, but always watching. She answered with double-doubles, highlight threes, and that same relentless work ethic that made Garnett a fan in the first place. But Angel Reese was far from out of the spotlight. She used every sliver of doubt as fuel, leading her team to statement wins and letting her actions answer every doubter. "Let them say what they want," she posted after one dominant game. "We keep winning." Fans loved her fierceness, her confidence, and her ability to show up when it mattered most. Meanwhile, Diana Taurasi, the living legend herself, used the drama as motivation. She told reporters, "I've seen every hotshot rookie, every so-called game changer. Some stay, some fade. The real ones leave a legacy." She kept up her all-star level, and when Clark and Reese played her team, the showdowns were instant classics. Old school meets new school, and everyone watching for that one game-changing play. And then, as if on cue, Garnett popped back up, this time on national TV, invited to break down the rivalry he'd helped create. Did he back off? Not a chance. "Look," he said, "the league's always needed a little edge. The men's game got great from rivalries, Magic versus Bird, MJ versus everyone, LeBron versus the world. The women's game, it's time for the world to tune in and see these legends in the making. If my words got them fired up, good. It's what greatness is made of." This wasn't just a storyline anymore, it was a movement. Other athletes, celebrities, even non-basketball fans weighed in. Tweets from NBA stars, "Respect to all the WNBA queens," went viral. TikTok filled with edits, debates, and even friendly trash talk from high school girls who saw themselves in Clark, Reese, or Taurasi. A new generation was watching. A new era had started. Behind the scenes, there were real conversations about respect, growth, and opportunity. Players took the spotlight Garnett created and used it. More interviews, more brand deals, more energy for the women's game than anyone had seen in years. The league responded, too, pushing highlights, new documentaries, and even hosting a Legends and Rising Stars event featuring Clark, Reese, Taurasi, and Garnett himself as a guest commentator. But the heart of the story, that stayed the same. Real players, real emotion, real competition. Clark, rising fast and playing with a chip on her shoulder. Reese, determined to never be overlooked again. Taurasi, holding her throne with skill, style, and experience. And Garnett, he watched, grinning every time a new headline dropped. He didn't just call out the stars, he helped give the league its next must-see chapter. But as the season wore on, one thing became clear. Rivalry, legacy, and greatness aren't built on headlines. They're forged on the court, tested in the clutch, and proven every single night. So the question remained, who would claim this moment? Would Caitlin Clark complete her rise and become the face of a new era? Would Angel Reese silence every critic and lead her team to a title? Would Diana Taurasi prove, once again, why legends never die? Or was Garnett right all along? The real winner was the game itself, elevated by competition, fueled by controversy, and unstoppable when everyone brings their best. One thing's for sure, the world was watching. And nobody was sleeping on women's basketball, no. There you have it, the moment that rocked women's basketball. The rivalry that just won't quit, and the legends still hungry to prove they're the best. But now, it's your turn to jump into the debate. Who are you riding with Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise? Angel Reese's raw power and fire? Or Diana Taurasi's East Cold experience? Did Kevin Garnett drop a truth bomb? Or did he just start the wildest drama of the season? Changing the game, and who do you want with the ball in the clutch? Smash that like button if you live for the drama. And hit subscribe because this story is just getting started. There's always another rivalry, another game winner, and another moment that could flip the whole league upside down. Don't forget to drop your hottest takes in the comments. Was KG right? It's the true face of women's basketball right now. And who do you want to see go head-to-head in the finals? Share this with every Hoops fan you know. Let's get this conversation trending. And turn on notifications so you never miss a single twist, epic highlight, or viral call-out. Trust me, you don't want to sleep on what's coming next. This is your channel name signing off, but the debate is just getting started. Whose side are you on? Let's talk about it below because this is one story nobody wants to miss.